The first thing I noticed was the silence. Not the normal, polite office silence. The kind that hums under keyboards and half-drunk coffee cups. This was different. This was held. Every screen froze. Every chair stopped creaking. Even the air felt like it had been instructed not to move. "Clear your desk, now." My boss's voice cut through the room like a blade dragged slowly across glass. I didn't look up right away. I already knew something was wrong. I'd felt it the moment I walked in. The receptionist avoiding my eyes. The sudden calendar invite titled Quick Sync. The way security lingered too long near accounting. I lifted my head. He was standing there, smug and upright, fingers straightening his tie like he was preparing for a photo. Beside him stood his son, the CEO's golden boy, leaning casually against a cubicle wall, smiling. "Stealing company funds?" My boss continued loudly, too loudly. "You're done." A few people gasped. Most just stared at their screens. No one spoke. The CEO's son chuckled. Dad already called the cops. That word, cops, hung in the air longer than it should have. My heart didn't race. It slowed. That's how I knew this wasn't panic. It was calculation waking up. "What, no begging?" my boss said, laughing now. He loved this part. Pathetic accountant. "Cat got your tongue?" He tossed a stack of papers at my chest. "Termination forms, confession clauses, pre-written guilt. Sign them," he said. "Or we add criminal charges." My coworkers watched. People I'd helped with audits. People whose mistakes I'd quietly fixed to save their jobs. None of them met my eyes. I bent down and picked up the papers slowly, deliberately. I read the first line. Misappropriation of funds totaling. I almost smiled, because I knew the numbers better than anyone in that room. And because I knew exactly who'd moved the money. The CEO's son shifted his weight, still smiling, but his eyes flicked away from mine for just a second. Just long enough. That was confirmation. I thought back to the late nights, the unexplained overrides, the transactions approved under credentials that weren't mine, but were routed to look like they were. I thought about the access logs I'd bookmarked weeks ago, the backups I kept off network, the emails I never sent. My boss leaned closer. "Well?" I finally spoke. "Do you want me to sign with a pen?" I asked calmly. "Or with the truth?" The room tightened. No one laughed this time. The CEO's son stopped smiling. And in that moment, standing there accused, humiliated, cornered, I understood something with perfect clarity. They thought I was weak because I was quiet. They thought silence meant submission. They had no idea who I really was. They escorted me out like a liability. Not in cuffs. Not yet. Security hovered at my sides while my boss walked ahead, already rehearsing the press statement in his head. The CEO's son stayed behind us, tapping on his phone, confident, careless. They gave me 10 minutes to clear my desk. I took my time. Every drawer I opened felt ceremonial. Every file I slid into my box carried weight. I wasn't packing my career. I was packing evidence. My boss watched from the doorway, arms crossed. "You're really calm for someone about to lose everything." I nodded. "I've already lost what mattered." He laughed, uneasy now. "You really think you can walk out of this?" I didn't answer. Instead, I pulled out my laptop. The room stiffened. "I wouldn't," the CEO's son said sharply. "It's already locked, It won't matter," I said. I connected to the projector on the conference room wall with one click. The screen lit up. Transaction logs. Timestamps. Override credentials. Not mine. The first number appeared. Then another. Then a pattern so clean it was insulting. Silence fell again. But this time it was fear. "These transfers," I said softly, "were approved using the CEO's executive token." The son's phone slipped from his hand. My boss shook his head. "That's impossible." "No," I replied. "What's impossible is thinking I wouldn't notice." I scrolled. Shell accounts, personal investments, a trail of stolen funds, looping back into a private equity. Firm registered under a different name. The son's name. His real name. I copied everything, I continued. Encrypted it. Stored it off-site. Sent a timed release to 3 regulatory bodies. I finally looked at them. "If I don't check in by noon," I said, "it all goes public." My boss's face drained of color. You framed me, I added, because you needed someone quiet, someone precise, someone no one would defend. I closed the laptop. I was perfect. The CEO's son sank into a chair, breathing fast. We can fix this, he whispered. Money, position, whatever you want. I shook my head. I already took what I wanted. I slid the termination papers back onto the desk. Unsigned. I resign, I said. Effective immediately. Security didn't move. No one told them to. I picked up my box and walked past them, past the stairs, the whispers, the people who finally looked ashamed. At the elevator, I paused. One more thing, I said without turning around. The cops you called? I smiled. They're already waiting upstairs. The doors closed. Weeks later, the company collapsed quietly. No headlines, just investigations, arrests, silence. I didn't go back to accounting. I didn't need to. Some people steal money. Some steal trust. I learned something better. How easy it is to let them believe they've won, right before you take everything from them.